in discussions with a intelligent person. Sometimes that's a lawyer or somebody who's an accountant or bookkeeper or someone wise guy, someone wise, even a political person, something like that. But I'm going to say that you did not get the best advice. You did not get you didn't always get the best advice, and you may have taken things in the wrong direction. You may have went into the wrong direction with it. This could put shed a bad light or a hard light on you in certain areas. And you don't necessarily like to talk about that kind of shit because you really hate when you make mistakes. But this is overwhelming you on some end, on some level, in some way. The journey on this one is going to be delayed. If you think that things are going to go in that direction, it won't. It will sort of go over here unexpectedly, and you'll have to tolerate that. So that's just the way it is, folks, on that one. So just grin, bear, and take your lumps as you can. It's not a big deal, really. I mean, it may seem like a big deal only because you had thoughts or that it would go in this direction, but it's not meant to. Best thing I can say, it's just not meant to. Relationships, I think you're how do I say this? Normally I think Scorpio is like this major romantic individual, and they love, but they're finicky, they're fussy, they're judgy. And I think that it makes it hard for you folks to really super enjoy your love. So I think this is a flaw in your personality, to be honest with you. You guys are really super good at sex and romance in that direction, but the day-to-day and doing all the things that take effort to be in a good relationship is a little harder for you. I think you're a little hard or a little bit judgy on it. So I'm sorry to say that to you folks. But I am being told, the reason why I'm being told to tell you that is to maybe not, don't expect, maybe your expectations are needing tweaking. There's a good way to put it. I'm going to say Scorpio needs to tweak their intentions, expectations, and allow for humanity and their faults. I mean, in many ways you do allow for human fault, but not as good in your relationships. I think your expectations in your love affair are different, are higher, are more intense in your relationships. And although you may tolerate certain energies in relationships, or at least you think you're tolerating, you can be quite sassy. I'm sorry to say, but you can be quite sassy. Yeah, you sure can. So just be a little nicer about it. I mean, we do know that Scorpios can be stingy. Okay, we know that. But even though your partner may know that, they don't expect it when it comes. So you can surprise them with a little swat upside the head and hurts their feelings. So I know that you don't mean to hurt people's feelings, and especially those that you love. I know that. I know that you don't mean it that way, but they don't. Okay, so you need to really pay attention to how you react, and and right down to your facial expressions. I mean, Scorpios are really good about telling you you're an asshole without saying a word, all because it's on their face. So just keep that in mind. Okay, keep that in mind. So, and if you see that face come and you know they're coming after you, give them a face right back, and that'll slow them down a little bit. That'll put them in what would you call that? They're on guard now. They know that you're paying attention. So if you see them get ready to go, like, they got this going on, you give them one of these, like, don't go there. Give them the Strega eyes or the Maloki eyes, okay? They'll back off a bit. All right, so workplace energy does show, right? It's so true. I see it. I know, right? They do have a resting bitch face. It's so funny. That's a good way to describe it. So the King of Sacred Circles is here in your workplace. It does say be mindful of someone taking advantage of you in the workplace. Okay? This could be someone who's lazy. Or you could be called out to be lazy. So be careful of that. It's one or the other. Either you're dealing with someone who's lazy and you're having to pick up the pace for them, or someone who's uses other people, or takes other people's ideas, other people's good effort and good work and then makes it look like they did it. If you find someone like that in the workplace, that's going to be a problem. How do I put this? You may have to encourage them to leave, to go away. And no better person than a Scorpio to put that kind of person in place. So yeah, that may show up in the workplace. Or you are the one who's being called out for not doing your job. Now that's not typical of most Scorpios. They usually overwork themselves, but sometimes they don't give all the effort that they should to one job because they're juggling so many. So they half-ass it over here, half-ass it over here, although they wouldn't say it that, they wouldn't call it that. Don't forget, Scorpio doesn't do wrong very often. Making sure they're not taking advantage in the workplace. And if they're taking advantage, I wouldn't do that because you're going to get called on it. This energy is all energetically going to be brought to the surface. Don't forget, we're moving into December. At the end of December is Mercury retrograde, and this kind of shit reveals itself. Okay? You may have to make some judgments, Scorpio, in your workplace as to whether or not you want to be doing certain things. So this, and it could be because of this person, or it could be because of how you're feeling about work. Maybe you're feeling taken advantage of, maybe you're not feeling acknowledged, something like that. That's very possible in the way the cards are set there. You could be overworked and stressed, okay? Thank you. So yeah, you're going to have to call this out, all right? And maybe it isn't the greatest time to be looking for a job in December, but certainly in the new year, start thinking about what, if you're not happy in the present position, what will make you happy, and start to look for it. The thing I'm worried about, though, is the energy level that you have in this month, and it looks low, okay? And it's not normally like that for you, but you're just not inspired. It has more to do with that, okay? Well, the old learned Scorpios for sure would know how to manage all of this type of energy too. So if you aren't that, you will face that. And if you face that, you will deal with that. And if you deal with that, you will deal with it pretty good. But you'll have to deal with it because it's draining and difficult. And if you deal with it, and even though you deal with it really good, it's still going to drain you on some level, okay? I think that it's really important for you to take a break, back off a little bit, maybe do some self-care, maybe do some reflection as to what it is you really want to be doing in the coming year, okay? So take some time with that. All right. I do see you and a partner, or you and a love affair, or you and someone that, if you're in a relationship, I do think that you're almost too busy for that relationship. If you're not in a relationship, again, you might be too busy to get into a relationship, which is exactly what's causing you to feel low. So if you're working too hard, maybe just backing off a little bit and deciding what you really want. I mean, if you want a partner and you don't have one, and you can't have one because your job is too much, it's making you too tired, then you better look at that, you know? Rude. So many rude people in the room. It's happening. Right? Okay. I do see some issue that's coming up in the home of your family, likely with, I don't know, I think you're going to be told that one of the people in your family is having a problem with their health. And it could be something like, something that could affect either, interestingly, moods, but it could also affect their mood and movement forward. So even this could be something to do with legs, something to do with their back, something to do with their ability to move. So it's not just moods, but it could be their ability to move forward is affecting their moods, if you follow what I'm trying to say. Okay?